Hi, my name's Yvonne and I'm a UK Stampin' Up demonstrator, and what I'm going to show you today is a continuation from yesterday's video of the stamp sets that I received in the post. And I'm going to be using this one called Check It Out, and I really like the fun designs on this stamp set. So I had this idea for a particular card and we had a colour challenge in one of our groups. So what I've done is this card. So it's only using 3 colours, which is Early Espresso. I'm supposed to be using grey granite, but unfortunately I haven't got grey granite, so I'm using basic grey instead. But I'll show you a trick so you can change the colour of your ink pad or your colour of your stamped image, and you can use a lighter or create a lighter colour. So as I say, we've got basic grey, we've got Early Espresso, and the other colour is Calypso Coral. Now again, I haven't got the ink pad for Calypso Coral, but what I have got is the Stampin' Up markers. So I'm also going to show you how to use your markers to colour your stamps and stamp them. Right, so I've got my base, which is the Calypso Coral, and I've just done a standard card of 4 1/4 and folded it in half. Right, so on this piece of card here, this scrap piece of card here, I'm going to be putting my little books. So I'm actually going to be doing it this way on this one. So we've got 3 books. Sorry about the noise. We've got 3 books in this particular stamp set. I'll rip that off and then it won't make up too much noise. So I'm going to be just popping that on the block, if you can see that. So these are photopolymer stamps, so they will stain a little bit, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with the fact that they'll stain. It's just how the photopolymer is. Right, the first colour I'm going to use is the Early Espresso. I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to have a scrap piece of paper also next to me. So I've just done some lines down my card, which are 3/4 of an inch. I don't want to be precise, I'm just using it as a guideline. Right, so that's the first one for Early Espresso. And now I'm going to do another one. And what that does is you've got the first impression and then you've got a lighter impression on your second one. So I'll take that stamp set off and then I'll go on to the next one. This time I'll use the basic grey. So again, I'm going to ink it up in the boldest colour. I'm just going to put it on this side this time. And then I'll probably put that at the bottom. And there again you can see you've got the first impression of the basic grey and the second impression of the basic grey, which is much lighter, and that creates the colour, or near enough the colour grey granite. So I'm going to stamp again with the first impression. And then we have one more book. we'll do this in that one, and then we'll do this there. So it's nice to mix and match your colourways on this. I'm probably going to be flicking about from one thing to another, so I'll just leave them open. Now when you have your ink pads, they look the same colour. Now there is stickers on the bottom that you can put on the inside, so that indicates what colour it is. And I think while I'm doing this, I didn't realise it's not being done, I will go and do this. So I'm just going to put it, this sort of like a little tray. I can put it in there. I'll do the same with the grey. I'm just using my pick tool to position it. There we go. So now I can see what colour ink pads. You might not be able to see it too good on the video, but I can definitely see the difference. So I think I want the Early Espresso for this book. Oops. Now because that's clear, I should be able to impression it. Yep. So don't worry if you don't stamp correctly. There's no right or wrong. It's just how you want to do it. And maybe I'll do that in the darker grey. I'll just swip over my fad stamp sets. Right, to clean your stamps, I've got just this chamois that's wet. But there are various stamp cleaners, and we do have a chamois ourselves, and at the moment I don't know where mine is. I keep mine in a stamp box and it's there, so this one needs wetting because they you need to keep them wet and then they'll clean properly. Right, so I was going to do the grey for this particular one. And then just deciding which one to put there. Let's go. I'm just going to stamp off and stamp on that one. And there we go. So even though I've only used 2 ink pads, I've created 4 different shades. I'm just going to cover those up for the moment so I don't get ink everywhere, which is what I normally can do. Right, so the next part I think is going to be the owl. So again, I'm just going to pop it on my ink block and do this in Early Espresso. the wrong way around. It's always better to take your stamp to your ink pad, not the other way around. I'm just going to pop that there, press it down, there we go. Now I'm going to put some books like I've done here, and we've got the Calypso Coral and also the glasses on the owl. So I'll do the glasses first. Because owls always look cute with glasses on. So this is the Stampin' Up marker. You have a thin side, you see that? Oops. And a brush marker at the other side. Sorry about the shadows. So what I'm going to do is use my brush marker and just brush it over the glasses. Can you see? Just put some colour on there. Now what I'm going to do is huff on it, and that reactivates it. And I'm going to position it over the owl. And there we go. The owl's got some glasses on. That was easy. Now I'm going to do exactly the same for the book. I'm just going to clean my stamp because I've been using brown. I say this jam is absolutely filthy, but it does its job. So when I do actually run it under a tap, when I want to make it damp again, the colours that come out of it are quite spectacular, to be fair. So I'll just clean that off, and I'm going to do this again. I'm just going to use this part here. Just make sure it's all covered. I'm going to huff on it and then stamp it. There we go. Then I'm going to use another use a grey again, and I want to just stamp off this. I'm just using a piece of scrap again, stamp off and then stamp back on again, so it gives it a much paler colour. And the final one will be the big book. Again, I'm going to stamp off because I don't want it too dark. And there we go. So the final part now for the stamping is to put a sentiment on. So on this particular stamp set, we have congratulations, thank you, just checking on you, starting a new chapter, check you out, happy birthday, and just a little note. So I may put thank you actually on this one to find it. And I always stick my stamps in my stamp case, or sometimes I'll stick them on the blocks and then I can't find them, which is always good fun. Again, I'm just going to use the Calypso Coral. Now if you want to purchase these markers, you can purchase them in a pack of count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can purchase them in a pack of 10 in a particular colour range. So we have the subtles, the brights, the neutrals and the regals, and then we also have our in colours. I'll just show you. So there'll be 5 colours available. So our in colours for 2019-2021 are these ones, which is the terracotta tile, the pretty peacock, we have rococo rose, then we have a seaside spray, and then we have purple posy. So the pack of 10 are for the normal collections, and then you can purchase the pack of 5 within the in colours. So our next in colours will be in the new catalogue, and I know one of them's called Bumblebee, the other one's called just Jade, and I can't think of the other colours at the moment, but there's 2 other colours, and oh, cinnamon, cider, and there's one more colour. I'll have to come back to that. I can't remember the other colour that I've got to think. Got to think. So we've got the jade, we've got the cinnamon, we've got the bumblebee. Oh, there's a pink one, and I can't remember what the pink one is, but it's a quite a bright pink. So, but I'll put in the description down below. I'll tell you all the colours. Right, I went off piste there at the minute. So, as I say, you can use your Stampin' Up markers, one for colouring your stamps and stamping on, or you can use them for watercolours. I've showed this technique before, where I'll just quickly, you scribble on a block and then get a watercolour brush, I don't know, which will pick up the colour, and then you can paint, but I don't think I might not have enough water in this, unfortunately. Yeah, that's not very good, but it does work. I think this card is a little bit thick as well, but it does work when you've got a water in your watercolour brush, and then you can pick the colour up and make a water colour effect background, or use to colour in. Let me see if I can show you an example. So here is an example of the watercolours using the actual Stampin' Up markers. So I've just used the blue and the background and just picked it up with a watercolour brush and then painted, and then the middles as well. So that's the sort of effect you'll get when you use the pens to watercolour. And that's a really nice stamp set as well. That is the Floral Blossom stamp set. It's such a nice big image to use as a card itself, or you can use it as a background. Right, I'll carry on with this card before I get distracted. And so I'm just going to use my trimmer to trim this down. and then we're going to use, oh, I don't think we'll be able to use a trimmer on this one. Oh, might be able to. I'm just going to use a trimmer to trim these lampreys. Doesn't matter if they're not straight because that's not. It's not important that they're straight. I'm just going to tidy them up. Just tidying up that side. Now this particular trimmer isn't available anymore. It was just available for the celebration period from January to March. So unfortunately it was only available for a short amount of time, but it's a lovely little trimmer and I'm going to miss it. And I keep using it. Right, so I'm just going to frame my picture. Now, I'm not usual one for measuring. I normally can stick my image and then I'll use my bigger paper trimmer to cut it down. So all I'm doing is leaving a little bit of a border around my stamped image, and then I'm going to use seem to have lost. I think this time I'm going to raise it up. So I'm just going to use my stamping dimensionals. These are the really mini ones because at the moment I can't seem to find my normal size ones. So I'll just use these mini ones. It's normal. I've cut my nails so I can't seem to get the backs off as quickly as I normally do. But it's fine. I could use my poker tool, but I'm just going to position that on there. All that done. Just need to assemble now. So I think that was really sweet. I've got bits of paper everywhere as usual, which is fine. I think that might need trimming off a little bit more. I say, until you stamp it, then you can't know how much you want to trim off, so that's why I don't normally give any firm measurements, because it just depends how it looks, depending on how much you take off. Might need a little bit of trim as well. Tell I haven't got any nails because I can't even pick the card up off my trimmer. Yep. Turn that round. Oh, how on earth have I done that? I managed to get, yeah, oh well. Oh dear. I don't like symmetry. And I managed to get, it's fine, I'll cope with it. And that's going to go on there. Right. So I just need to stick them on, and I'm using my snail. Quickness. Really annoying me now. Oh well, it's fine, it's fine. And that's going to go on there. So all I'm going to do now is trim those parts off. Just to tidy it up. And put that on there. And then we're done. So that is the really cute card from the Check You Out stamp set. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you would like to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And all the links below will be to the products that I've used in this particular project. And I've hoped you've enjoyed watching it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.